we'll go through a whole flow, and you're probably looking at this amazing surroundings. We are on the beautiful island of Oahu here in Hawaii. In the background, we have the Aloha Beach Park. So I'm so excited to present to you these features here today. Let's start off with a deep breath in an easy pose, just seated. Awesome. You always want to begin your practice with a little breath and pranayama. That's the power of allowing the breath to move in and out of your body, keeping you healthy and connected to this amazing space and time. Now, the first thing I want to show you on the Gurugrid mat is these awesome little dristi points. Now, a dristi is where your gaze goes, what you stare at and what you focus on. There's a nice little quote I like to share with you. Where your focus goes, your attention grows. So where you look has a lot to do with how your energy will flow. And in your yoga practice, you don't want to look all around you at other people or other objects. You really want to focus inward and have specific places to gaze. Here on the Gurugrid, there's a lotus point here as well as on the back. So you'll be able to kind of stare and locate where you are in space and time. The other awesome thing is this mat mirrors itself. There's a front and there's a back, and you can kind of design your flow in a way where you know you're right, you're left, and they will be the same. And that's what we want, more symmetry. The more symmetry you have in your life, the more balance, okay? One more tip I'll show you before we get started is your shoulder width and your hip width. Now, these will be key points in the practice to keep you really aligned. So your shoulder width is really handy. There's some advice on the website, check it out. But the shoulder width is two things you can do. Bring your hands right up to your shoulders, and that's gonna be a place you can land, okay? Another thing you can do is get a tape measure. Place that tape measure across your back and find the points where they are aligned at your shoulder points. That's gonna show you just your distance, and you bring it down to your mat. That's gonna show you where you should place your hands, okay? If they're too far out wide, that won't be stable. And if they're too narrow, that also won't be stable. All right, so again, alignment. All right, guys, let's get started with some poses here. Remember the hips and the shoulders, okay? So for your hips, we're gonna do it right now. We'll bring our hands down in front. I'm gonna place them here on these number 3s. And then I'm gonna bring my knees back, if possible, to the same number. If that feels too wide, I'm gonna bring it in closer, so to the 2s. Now take your time to feel that alignment. Let's begin with the cat-cow pose. In your cat-cow pose, you wanna bring your hands right into the middle of these spaces where you feel supported. Not too far out wide, again, and not too close. That won't work. But you can use your fists and you can use your elbows. Okay, awesome. So for today, I'll be using my fist to protect my wrist. All right, let's take a deep breath, roll our shoulders back, take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck your hips, tuck your shoulders, and feel your spine round out, looking down. Good, if you're not feeling aligned, maybe you feel kind of spaced out, noticing my feet are together. They shouldn't be together, they should be apart. Let's just open those up. Awesome. You can always readjust. Let's do 5 of those. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Awesome. I love that stretch, just opens up your spine. Here we're gonna open up the hands, if that's okay with you, and go into a pose called downward facing dog. Many of you've heard of it. It's awesome. First, make sure those hands are aligned on those great points, okay? Tuck your toes behind you. You're gonna find that alignment for your hips, and then pick up your hips, stretch back. Take another few moments to stretch out as big as you can. Maybe, again, you open up your body a little longer. You can bend your knees and stretch your body here. Let's take an inhale, bend your knees deep. As you exhale, straighten your legs. Well, let's do it one more time. Bend your knees deep. Straighten your back. Push into your mat, pushing into those shoulder width points. And then exhale, straighten your legs. Push your hips up. Feel your straight back. Your heels can touch down or stay elevated. Let's take a little break. Bend your knees out wide. And then lower your hips back. Let's come on up here and just kind of see how we're doing. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm feeling that wonderful heat that the body provides. That prana is a life changer. So we're gonna keep it going now. Let's do a little camel pose. Again, we want our hips aligned so the knees are right under your hips. You don't want them to go out wide because that can really injure your low back. So from here, just lifting the knees, lifting the hips. We're gonna lift our body up and kind of push your hips forward, hands behind you. Take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back. And then exhale to release, okay? Now again, the alignment points are the most important here. Don't go too wide, don't go too close. Take another deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. Those of you who are advanced yogis, maybe you can reach your ankles or your feet. Let's try it. If not, you stay right here at this level 1 step of camel pose. Inhale. Slowly come up, take a deep exhale to release, and let's go back to that child's pose. Bring your knees in together, hip width distance, toes straight back, and release down your chest and head. Extend your hands out if you like, or even bring them back. Take a deep breath. Awesome, guys. Let's come into a plank now. We're gonna bring our hands back in that railroad parallel space. One fun thing about the Gurugrid that I love, I recently learned these points indicate how far apart they are. So here is 1 foot apart, the 2s, 2 feet apart, 3s, 3 feet, and that's gonna show you progression as you go. And yes, there is a 4. So let's go ahead into our plank. Take a deep breath. Good. And these numbers are gonna grow and change as your body grows and changes. Here we are in a plank. Go ahead and make it more comfortable. Space your body out. Hands on those numbers. Feet right back behind you. If at any time you need to, bend your knees. Good. Let's come into a cobra. Lower down the chest. Upward facing dog or cobra available here. Roll your shoulders back. Really keep those elbows in. Good. And then lower down. Let's take a little break and breathe. You can always just rest on your grid. Wonderful. We're gonna bend our knees, come into a bow pose. So see if you can reach your feet. You can use a strap if you need to. Again, your feet are hip width distance, not too far wide, not touching. Take a deep breath, press your feet into your hands. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and then exhale, lower down. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, here we go. Awesome work. Let us slowly come into a tabletop position, also known as box pose. I'm going to place my hands on these 3s. That's a good space for me. And I'm going to go ahead now and pick up my hips for downward facing dog.
I'd like to show you these awesome lines here. I'm gonna put my foot on the 2, and I'm gonna line it up straight back here, and then open up the arms. This is the midline. If you align your feet, you're gonna feel that stability. Tuck the hips under, open the chest, and breathe. Good. Remember we talked about that mirroring? You're gonna do that right now. Let's switch sides. Turn your back foot, point your forward foot. Notice what you're staring at. Let's take 5 breaths here. Inhale. Good. Again, tuck the hips. Slide those hands so the shoulders are over your hips. Feel your body symmetry in symmetry with the last pose as best as you can. Awesome. Now we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. Let's straighten both legs. Tuck your feet forward. Again, let's try to be symmetrical. So here's on the 4. Let's bring this one over to the 4 if you can. If not, do the 3s. This is how it would look. Awesome. Take a deep breath, reach up. And let's forward fold, exhale. Let's take 5 breaths here. In that time, if you want to open wider, you can. You can always bend your knees, push your weight back, release. Let's slowly come up into goddess pose, turning your toes out, bend your knees. Let's rise. Awesome. Exhale, stand. Let's do that one more time. All right, bend your knees, lower back, kind of a squat. You're gonna feel it in your thighs, you're gonna feel it all over. Good, and let's exhale, come up. Take a deep inhale here. Awesome. Bring your hands behind you. Let's roll our shoulders back. Let's lean over. You can always bring your hands lower to the hips. Let's slowly roll up. And walk our feet together. Awesome. You guys are doing great. So we've done a lot with the alignment. We've done a lot with the mirroring. Let's do some balance poses and see how this helps us. So when you go into a balance pose like tree pose, you can feel really shaky. You know, you can feel nervous, but I want you to let it go and just stabilize your body. So this will help you. Just kind of put your feet on the marker lines. Roll your shoulders back and let your energy kind of rise up. Good. You'll notice if you're leaning to one side or the other. I just want you to lift one heel. Stand strong, tall, and then let your knee come out to the side. Inhale, maybe you bring your arms out. Ready, just let the arms come down, foot come down, exhale. Awesome. Shake it out. That was awesome because you feel really relaxed and centered. You can take that pose up a level. I'll show you how. So take a deep breath. Awesome. Same thing. Let's reach down for that foot. Gently bring it up and stabilize your body. Take 3 breaths or more. Let it go. Let everything go. Okay, we're gonna tie that together with a little harder pose. Let's put our tree pose and we're gonna add an eagle pose. All right, you ready? You know it. Maybe you don't, I'll teach you. So first tree, yeah. And then we're gonna cross those legs over. Good. Option, place your toes down or tuck the toes under your calf. Take a deep breath. Now we're going to open up to Warrior 3. Remember, just find that dristy point. Awesome. So helpful right now. Not falling. Point that toe down. Remember the alignment here. Good. Maybe you bring your hands down to the earth. Onto your mat. Good. Standing split. Step that leg back behind you. Nice. And let's midline. That's awesome. A little checkpoint for yourself. Let's do the other side. That was really fun. All right, tree pose. Remember, we start with balance. Take the foot, and now let's just cross the legs for eagle. Awesome. Your arms can do whatever you want. Feel free to do the eagle arms if you'd like. Awesome. Okay. Warrior three. Find your drishti, your gaze, right there on the lotus. It's okay if you fall. It's okay if you wobble. That is life. How do you respond in those challenges? Just kind of lengthen long here. Push back with your heel. And then maybe you land the hands for standing split. Bring back the leg and lower the knee. Awesome. Just kind of flex in there. Great work. Let's gently come down to seated. And straighten out those legs. Here's another great thing about the Gurugrid. It's going to show you your progression over time. So let's say you're not feeling very flexible. Maybe you just start here. Your knees are bent, and you relax. And that can be your forward fold. Okay, you can even go a little deeper. Inhale, exhale. Another awesome option, place your hands right here on the mat. Maybe you start here on this one. Let's say you've been practicing, you feel warmed up. You can maybe bring those hands down to a 2. Start to straighten your legs. And then maybe you're down to 3 or 4. Slowly come up. Awesome. So just imagine all that infinite growth that's inside of you. It's there for you. This mat can help provide that. I'm so excited that you are here and checking us out to see some of these great ways that you can grow your practice. We're going to bring our hands behind us. Just kind of stretch the spine. Push your hips forward. Push your chest forward, hips back. Good. Find your alignment point. And exhale. Good. Let's just come to butterfly pose. Feet together, right here on the 2 and 3, right in the middle, not over to the side. We're going to hold on to the ankles. Take a deep inhale for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You're going to just lower down any amount. Maybe you can go lower because of the progress and the practice. Always listen to your body. Always follow your intention. Let's take one more breath full of air. Exhale, go deeper. And slowly come on up. Nice. Okay, Janusirsasana. Straighten your left leg. It's awesome. It's going to line up right in that middle space. We're going to place our foot on the thigh. Go ahead, reach up. And then lean forward towards the left toes here. Good. Now, if you can't reach your toes, you know, that's okay. You can just hold anywhere along your leg. Opening your right hip here. Let's just breathe. Rise up. Let's do the other side. Knee to nose pose. Align the body. You don't want to have that knee out wide. That's too much. You don't want it too close. That's going to cross over and become a different stretch. Push your body together. Take a deep breath. Kind of like our tree pose here with the legs. Reach up for space. Fold at the hips. Keep your body aligned and breathe. Good. One more breath. To go deeper. Sweet. Awesome, guys. All right, you've learned so much stuff. It's time to rest.
Well, how do you rest, you know? How do you rest in a world that's so busy? You do Shavasana. We'll start with a bridge pose first, and then we'll kind of come down for our Shavasana rest. We're gonna line up our feet outside of the hips, not outside of the hips, right under the hips, okay? So press those feet down, lower down all the way. Place your hands down by your hips, and let's take some bridge poses. I'm gonna walk my feet back a bit. Everybody's, you can be able to reach your heel with your fingers, okay? Take a deep breath, hands down. Inhale, lift up your hips. Good, and then exhale, lower down. Let's do 5. Inhale. Exhale. Good, keep your heels down, keep your hands down. Unless you're switching the pose, you can bring your hands underneath you. You can push your hands up into your hips. That really helps. Good, try to keep your head centered. Don't turn your neck. Breathe, lift up, lift up, lift up. Come on down, one more time. Nice release, slowly come down. Awesome. Okay, we earned it, guys. Just stretch your legs out to the end of the mat. Bring your head down. I'm gonna adjust a little bit. My feet are off the mat, so I'm gonna bring it more comfortably. Thank you so much for joining me today. Always remember that yoga is a growing practice. You don't have to master it. You can't. So just enjoy right where you are and be grateful for where you are today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll put my information down at the bottom so you can get discounts here on this mat, and you can follow me on Instagram and other social media. Again, thank you and namaste. Let's take a 5-minute little rest here. Awesome. Yeah, you can bend your knees. You can go butterfly pose. I love to just stretch out and act like I'm laying in a cloud or in the water. Let your whole body relax. Let that sweat start to cool down. Stretch your toes and ankles. Let your legs be heavy. Breathe and relax. Gratitude. I'm just going to roll over to the side, lie there for a moment. Take a deep breath, close the eyes, and relax your hips. We'll slowly come on up, back into the world, and I'll thank you for coming to practice today. The God in me honors the God